Hello everyone, I'm Ferdi Salvador. Join us in unlocking the tricks of the trade here on Trade Talks. Let's get down to business. Our guest for today is an international chef who has been in the profession for nearly 2 decades. After a stint in restaurants in Singapore, he is back in Manila offering sumptuous steaks and other dishes to patrons of the exclusive PVT Members Lounge. Let's welcome to the program Chef Patrick Ambrosio. Good morning, Chef.
Good morning.
I'm so glad that you're finally on Trade Talks.
Thank you for having me.
I had the pleasure of having one of your private dinners, the omakase one, a few months ago.
Yes.
And it still resonates in my taste buds, in my memory, which means to say that that kind of experience tells me that a chef is truly talented.
Oh, thank you.
Chef, you have honed your craft for 18 plus years. What's your first memory of a culinary experience wherein, okay, this is what I want to do as a livelihood or as a profession?
Well, understanding that when you go to certain restaurants and when my grandma, my mom, or some of my uncles cook at home, it's food that you crave and you look for once in a while. And I just realized doing that every day is kind of inspiring, even with the long hours and everything that comes along with it.
Correct. Being a chef is brutal.
Yeah, it can be. It can be.
I mean, the culinary business it's not a forgiving business. There's a statistic that says only a small percentage of restaurants that are run by, business chefs make it.
Yeah.
Right? So you actually spent some time abroad, kitchens in Singapore, and you mentioned a while ago how you miss your inspiration with family-made dishes, homemade dishes. Did that translate to your food philosophy when you moved to Singapore?
Actually, it's more of when Singapore opened my eyes and working in certain restaurants.
What restaurants do you work at?
I worked at Osteria Moza by Nancy Silverton.
Yum.
And then Atelier by Joe Robuchon and Fine
in
Dining.
Sentosa?
Yes,
I remember that very well, yeah.
I mean, working with them and my former chefs here in Manila kind of inspired me to do better, to learn more and explore more. And then when the time came for me to come back home, I realized it would be nice to share those experiences, just not with the diners, but also the people I work with. Because obviously, you want to inspire, not just the diners, but also the people around you.
And you decided to move back. I mean, working in Robuchon, that's like, one of the highlights of somebody's culinary career. Why did you decide to say, okay, bye, gotta go, going back to the Philippines?
If I can be honest, it's because I'm an only child and my parents asked me to come back home. And then I realized, because that's what I needed, it's time for a change. Because I guess I was talking to my parents and then without me knowing, they're the ones who realized that it's time for me to actually come back home and build something for myself.
And share your talents to
Yes,
Filipinos.
there you go. Of course, yes.
Because we previously we had or we still have a brain drain with, like, say, medical professionals. In the 90s and early 80s, it was engineers.
Yes.
And currently, it's in the F&B world.
Yes.
So there's a trend. So thank God you came back.
Thank you.
And of course, now your playground is this members-only club called
Yes,
PVT.
PVT.
So tell me, what did you decide to present in PVT to make sure that that the members are always happy when they dine there?
Well, we try to play with different cuisines. We do serve traditional and non-traditional Japanese dishes, French, Italian-inspired dishes, and tapas and pinchos, more on the Spanish end. You can, in one night, try all those cuisines in a meal.
Don't tempt me. Because I totally will. But what is your main culinary focus as as a culinarian? What kind of dishes do you like?
I like to play on classical ones and just put my touch in it. And then as I see, because we also collaborate with other chefs abroad, and we're looking for local ones as well, to actually push the boundaries and use sustainable ingredients that are not just foreign but local, obviously, especially, so that we can share the beauty of what our country and the chefs.
Is this a focus on PVT? Because I'm gonna brush upon PVT a little bit because it's an interesting concept wherein it's highly collaborative.
Yes.
Because PVT, it's one of those places that people have heard of. It's a myth, but it's a private members-only club and nobody knows where it is, right? So is this the way you keep your members, coming back day in and day out because of the collaborative philosophy?
Yes, and also we do listen to members for their inputs. Some of them actually, you can see their patterns of how they order. And sometimes when they come in and I try to make them try new things and then ask for their opinion, obviously. And then most of the members, they're very, how do I say, supportive. And so it's easier, that makes my job a lot easier.
Correct.
And showcase, the talent, technique.
Yeah, because the space itself is already a token to go, right?
Yes.
However, the tricky part is since it's such an exclusive list of people, they need to keep coming back so that the business grows, right?
Correct.
And so once they start getting bored of the cuisine, you're like, all right, hey, this is, sorry, forgive the pun, but our bread and butter, right? So how do you program your culinary overtures with your collaborations? Or if you don't have any collaborations, how do you map that out in, let's say, a 3-month period?
We do seasons. For example, last June, we just started with our Filipino menu. Nothing fancy, as I would like to share with our members and whoever the diners how I feel the Filipino meal should be in general. Like, I want them to feel like they're at home,
Tell me,
relaxed.
how? Like, is this
So we
resonating
do-
from your childhood?
So yes, like for example, we do the most obvious would be the boneless crispy pata, and then you can pair it with salmon sinigang sa miso, but we do grill the salmon instead of boiling it in the broth.
You're making me hungry.
We also do, for that menu, because I love lamb, so I did do lamb shank adobo, but with a lot of turmeric and gata.
Okay, what about focusing on an ingredient? Have you ever thought about that instead of a cuisine?
Yes, I have, but in the right now, that is not, I would say, my main focus, as I'm still trying to get a footing, because obviously there's so many dishes that we pull out all the time.
Yeah.
And then once it's a good season, let's say truffle season, that's where I based the inspiration around it, and then see what's available in the market, what's sustainable. Like, for example, with truffle, singkamas also sometimes could be good with it, which is local.
Truffle and singkamas?
Yes, if you get the singkamas,
Wow.
which is the right size, because it can be naturally sweet.
Okay, you're playing with my mind right now. I'm all for that. Truffle and singkamas. I'm gonna.
White truffle.
I'm gonna. If in case I have the chance to travel to Europe for truffle season, I'm bringing my own singkamas so that I can cut it up in front of them. But okay, so what about the accompaniments of the meals in PVT? Obviously, you have to have a good wine list. You have to have a respectable wine cellar. Do you choose that yourself, or do you have a group that chooses the beverage or curates?
We do have two talented sommeliers who curates the wine list. The time we work together is when they try the food that we're serving, and then they pair it with the wines that are available, or sometimes they make me try it so that also I can adjust the seasoning to make it better.
Okay, so at your space and your playground, there are three different concepts, right? You've got capo, you've got the cellar, and serious. How do you make sure that those different spaces are defined via cuisine? I know you can give me a menu that's Italian or Japanese and stuff like that, but sometimes, of course, it crosses over, right? How
Yeah.
do you give them their distinct identities?
Well, PVT can be serious, it can be fun.
Okay.
Capo is our 15-seater omakase. So with there, I collaborate with Chef Daniel Ken.
Yes.
It's a little bit more personal because we cook in front of the guest.
Yes.
So we
Based on my experience, that was super cool.
Yes, so it's more personal,
Yes.
but not too stiff. With Cirrus, it's more of a gathering of big groups.
Yes.
Where we serve, it can be for solo diners or for sharing or for one person for the way you want to have your meal.
Uh-huh. And the others?
Now, with cellar, that would be where the fun happens because you can have tapas pinchos. You can open a bottle of wine with a very nice view at the background and just enjoy the night.
And this is the meat side, is it?
Yes, yes. Also, Cirrus would be like the main dining area where we serve steaks, meats, whole fish, seafood, where we use a charcoal oven to cook.
Oh, it's super interesting. You know, I thank God I'm not in your position, because if I were, I would not sleep well at night, because every day I'm like, what am I gonna offer the members, right? Because these are discerning people, you know, very private but super discerning. So, but anyway, before my next questions, we're gonna take a short break. Trade Talks will be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to Trade Talks to continue our conversation with a very good-looking international chef, Patrick Ambrosio. So before the break, I was thinking of what else to ask you, and it popped in my head. Because as an only child, right? So sometimes it's hard to share, because you don't have anybody to share with unless you've got cousins day in and day out hanging out with you, right? And as a chef, you tend to share yourself with the food that you make. Did you ever think about that as a concern?
Yes and no. Growing up, luckily, I live close by my cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no downtime. The only difference is obviously when you go to school on the daily, you're alone with your parents. So it just makes me wonder sometimes, like, how is it to have siblings? But that's not mostly... Actually, I haven't thought of that deep. But when I started working in the kitchen and studying and going to school, I just realized doing this, you also have to communicate. It's key in, I think, anything that we do in life. So that's when I realized that in cooking, you get to express yourself, but also people need you to hear from you and to understand you in a certain sense by communicating, which...
Through flavors or actual
through flavors
verbal...
and actually just talking to them.
Yes.
Because... I don't know.
Since you're on that topic, are you one of those chefs that are super strict in the kitchen and tend to, you know...
I would say...
I was about to say shot, and you're like, yes. Is it a thing with chefs, or is it because it's a high pressure environment? That's why
I would say it's from training and background. Working with some of the best in the industry, locally and foreign. What I saw in them is, you know, first of all, be honest, don't lie, and try your best every day. Respect the produce, respect your work, your craft.
Yes. Interesting thing you said about produce. Do you believe in the philosophy, what grows together goes together?
Yes.
And okay, and then is there any sustainable practices you have in your kitchen?
Yes, we try to minimize waste. So everything from scrap of vegetables we use for stocks and sauces.
I love that.
For trimmings, we use also for stocks and sauces. We try to avoid certain products that has weird packaging or mostly built with plastic.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, what else?
That's really great because not only do you help out the environment, but it also brings down your food cost, right?
Yes.
So a lot of some traditional chefs, they don't like, okay, throw that away because we don't need it, right?
No.
But at least there are ways wherein you can, in the business sense, make sure that the food cost of the dish is sustainable in that aspect.
Definitely.
What about your creative process, thinking about a menu? How long does it take you, and how do you go through that journey?
That's interesting. Mostly, I would ask our membership team or reservations team to communicate with the member or guest what they are craving for, and then I would base it on what we have and what can be done. We'll send a proposal, and then we'll do the back and forth and get approval.
Thank God I'm not a member because every day you get a text from me regarding my cravings. But, it's a thing, right? But what is your go-to? What is your go-to dish that you will always create, recreate, or play with?
Well, easy. I love beef bourguignon.
How can you play with beef bourguignon?
To be honest, just do it like really precise. You can change the meat, wherein you can use brisket, beef cheeks, short ribs. You can grill it for searing and then braise it so it has that smoky flavor. You can put Parmesan cheese or whatnot, different vegetables, but also the base would always be for me is potato puree.
Can you taste it in your mouth right now? I'm looking at you, you're like, yeah, I want to eat beef bourguignon. What about a Pinoy dish?
A Pinoy dish?
Yeah.
To be honest, gising, kansi, or Bicol Express. Something really good with rice.
You already checked the 3 boxes.
Yeah.
But I asked you because, of course, some members go there because of a certain dish.
Yes.
Do they go for something? Do they always ask for the same dish when they go?
Some. We have a certain member who, I did my version of Bistek Tagalog.
Okay.
So it's basically steak with the bistek sauce and then just grilled onions on top. Something quick, easy, straightforward, but just with higher quality of ingredient, which means the steak, the beef.
Like Wagyu.
No, I just use U.S. Angus beef. I don't want it to be rich. Because for me, for bistek, it's always, you taste the meat.
Yeah.
Right? And a little bit of fat.
Yeah. If you think about it, because bistek was created also in my head because of how tough some of our meat offerings are in the Philippines. And it works for that. But if you put something like, for example, like matsosaka and you use a bistek, not only does it disrespect the ingredient, but the end goal is that, because, okay, but do you think, since we're in the topic of like matsusaka and wagyu, do you think luxurious ingredients translate to luxurious dishes?
Depends on, I would say, for me, yes and no. What may be luxurious for us, maybe not luxurious for others. So for me, it's more or less how you want that ingredient to translate to the diner. Because obviously, a Wagyu steak would be a Wagyu steak, whether it be a tenderloin or a ribeye. You can enjoy it. For me personally, cooking it at the teppanyaki or just grilling it with vegetables, and that's it.
Simple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I try to push the boundaries, obviously, of what can be paired with it. but something humble that goes along with something luxurious would also, for me, is even better.
Yes. You know, food is a personal journey, and obviously it helps with a beautiful setting, right? But sometimes when, like, for example, I order, there might be 30 other people in the table, let's say. But my communications is with the person cooking my food. So there's a sense of intimacy there. How do you balance that with that sense of intimacy with your food and making it sophisticated or familiar at the same time? Or making it familiar and not sophisticated, or sophisticated or making it familiar?
Oh, yeah, I get. Basically, how do I find that balance? I would say staying real to what I've learned and what I'm comfortable with. And then also, sometimes it helps for me to, let's say if I'm cooking in front of the guests in Capo, I ask what they feel or what they taste or their dietary restrictions. It depends all on the situation, but mostly I try to stick to what technique I've learned and then go out with the local produce and then try to see what or feel what our members would enjoy.
Yeah, because like when I had that dining experience in Capo, I knew you were communicating direct to me. It doesn't matter if there's like a million people around me, but I knew you were telling me, hey, this is what I want you to feel with the dishes I'm serving you. That's why I asked you that question. But moving forward, do you, again, thank your lucky stars I'm not a member yet, okay? Because are there any strange requests that members ask of you or guests?
To be honest, none that I know of.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, they would ask for steak, maybe bleu or well done, and that's about it. Nothing outrageous.
Really?
Yes.
I mean, you wait till I call your membership team and say, I want something flown in from Iloilo that you have never tried before. Like there's this new ingredient that's going viral. It's it's a fruit from Cagayan de Oro that tastes like chesa, but it's completely fibrous. I forget the name because I don't want to say it. There's a name in my head, but I might say it and I might get in trouble with what I'm gonna say, so I'm not gonna say it. So like weird requests like that. Like do you cook with, like, let's say durian or you know, marang and stuff like that?
Some members do suggest certain ingredients, and I would research, and if we could get it, we will gladly play with it. I also interact with them sometimes. That how, let's say they're from a certain province, how they cook it and prepare it there, and then try to integrate it with just small dishes.
Yes. What do you think members of PVT can look forward to in terms of your culinary program?
Well, I think, first for PVT, for our Thanksgiving and holiday menu, we will be serving a feast, but not your usual, I would say, Thanksgiving sides. Which
There's no kamote on the side.
no, I'm planning to use actually local kamote and mix it with some Japanese ones.
Oh, cool.
So it plays with color and then the sweetness as well.
Yes.
And then for the holiday menu, we're working on it so that both Thanksgiving and holiday menu would be a sit down for families, because that's how I see it. And then we just serve it all at the same time, and then they can enjoy like they were seated at their own home.
Yeah, but you know what? If it's Thanksgiving, give me a kansi any day. I'll take it, you know. O prichon, okay? So my director would actually like a prichon or lechon, classically done. Now, can you imagine a lechon bourguignon?
Oh, wow. That's
That's
an
a
idea.
challenge. That's from direct carry,
Yeah.
right? So, direct carry. But a few more questions for you. First is, what is your worst investment?
Worst investment. Oh. For me, actually not worst investment, but investing late. That
Okay.
would be my
All right.
answer to that.
On what?
On investing early on anything related to the restaurant, anything, investment in properties, etc.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say gold because it's through the roof right now.
Oh, no.
What is your best investment?
Family.
Nice.
Family.
And what is your best mistake or favorite mistake?
I would say best mistake. My answer to that would be like every time you make a mistake, you just pick yourself up and move on forward.
So that's what you call, oh, okay na yan. That's if it's a dish, that's what you call a melange of something. Well, thank you so much, Chef Patrick. It was truly enjoyable to talk to you and to get in the insights of a very exclusive place to dine at.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
And that is it for today's show. I'm Ferdi Salvador. Catch the Bilyonaryo News channel on Free TV Channel 31 and on cable via Cignal Channel 24. Thanks for watching the Bilyonaryo News channel. Always on top.